Assalamu alaikum. Hi, Oracle Reiki spiritual healer. And I just wanted to come on and give you this great update about our sturgeon wound cleanse last night. Everything has went successful. The collaborative effort, the collective, they've been calling me this morning nonstop, and they've been telling me about the people who have been exposed as being enemies in their lives. And, I'm grateful, that I could help you see these people for who they are. I have some issues that we're going to discuss as well that has happened in my life since this sturgeon moon cleanse on yesterday. So, I am grateful to God under all conditions. We have to make sure that we have that connection. I'm praying to God under all conditions. I thank you very much for participating collectively to show that these negative entities who are continue to make racist policies against certain states, we continue to understand that we pray against these people and we come against them with the word of God. And wrath and punishment has already broken out on the land. There has been fires all over the place, from Canada blowing into the U.S. and creating adverse weather, unbreathable air. So we are seeing some of these negative adverse effects of our sturgeon moon cleanse up on the land. God is coming with wrath and punishment upon these people. There have been fires. I think it's over 500,000 acres of land burned in California. So we have to thank God under all conditions that we are being separated from these negative entities, these people that serve this negative entity, these people that serve this negative regime, and the people who have been inserted into our lives. So let's get into that portion. I've had several clients call me, and they were telling me about the people in their lives. There was one of my clients, he called me early this morning and said that he was moving out, of he and his girlfriend's house, because he asked her to marry him and she refused. That she didn't want to get married after 5 years. She didn't see the need for them to get married. So he has moved out. He has got his own room, or he is going to stay with someone until he can get his own room or place. So, I really appreciate that, because if we're not getting married, and I told him, this is how I feel about that. If we're not getting married, if you haven't decided to get married in 2 to 3 years, we're going to give it, 2 years at tops. Third, make sure that you're definite. But once it passes over that time, then you're not doing anything but playing house, and therefore it goes into the negative. It goes against what God wanted. It goes against what God said, and it doesn't help the relationship to play and pretend to be married. If something should arise, then you've been in a relationship that you will not reap the benefits of. The family will have to step in and reap the benefits of whatever is going on. So the next client, and I'm going to save mine for last, because this is just terrible. This is terrible. This removing these negative entities, exposing these negative entities out of your life. It is imperative that you do so. It is imperative that you walk away from these negative people who have been attacking you, who have been siphoning your energy, who has been sending spell work your way, who has been using the black magic against you, who has a hatred for you. And so we go into our next, we go into our next client, and she told me that they're just going to have to wait. I'll call them back when I get done. So my next client called me early this morning at 8 a.m. and she told me that her sons, which are ages 18 and 21, they have just been living off of her. They have been, refusing to pay rent because they feel like that is her job to continue to take care of them even though that they are grown. And they go and buy all the latest Jordans. They buy, all the freshest gear. They go and buy all the latest electronics. They go out of the country. They go on vacations and things of that nature. And they come back and they refuse to pay her rent. So this is what she has done. She has also, found someone in her life, and it's her fiance, and she has gone to stay with friends until she can get married to this person. And she has left her sons with the house, and she's gonna let the lights get cut off. She's gonna let everything get cut off, the gas get cut off, because just like it got hot, it's gonna get cold. So either they are going to step up and have to pay some rent and some bills, or they're going to have to, keep it moving, or she's going to have them removed once she gets married. So, these are some of the things that I have been life coaching with her on. A lot of times we have males in our lives who want to keep us in a low vibrational state, and they do not react the same way when there's another male involved in the relationship, especially when it's sons, cousins, brothers, and people of that nature who want to keep you, in servitude to the family or to them as a male. So we have to be very careful, of that kind of male behavior in our life with our kids. And definitely, I have my story to tell. Is the last story. I got my own parent that I had been taking care of. I had been making sure that his finances and everything, his rent and everything was being paid through my assistant. And I had, talked to you about this on several times, that, I had been taking care of my father ever since my mother passed, 20 years ago. So, having that my father is schizophrenic, I would not allow anyone to take advantage of him. And so I left my two assistants there with him. My father has been going into the building when we leave him and we go to the store or we go anywhere. If I have to go and take care of a client and I leave, my assistants there with him, he has been going into the building, talking to the coordinators and telling them that I have taken his phone and I won't get him a phone, and using their phone. And he has been telling them some pretty outlandish stories. So they decided to call Adult Aging and Disabled Protective Services on me and on the caregivers at my father's discretion. So they did that, and they came out on yesterday to see the well-being of my father, and they deemed that nobody was neglecting my father, that he wanted to have his way. And these are some of the lies that he was telling these people. And I have decided, since I cannot control what my father does. So these are some of the ways that we have to make decisions, and this sturgeon moon, expose these enemies in your life. So I have decided, I have wrote the companies that, I was taking care of and handling his business for him, that, I will no longer be able to do that. And, we will have to get someone else to come in and take care of his personal needs by the end of the month. So, these liars, these people who have, done some, pretty underhanded things to sabotage the chosen ones, have been exposed, and they have sabotaged themselves because they have been exposed. They didn't want anybody to know that they were, doing these kind of things and trying to harm the chosen ones under the guise of, telling lies and betraying the chosen one. So, we're not going to make it any better or worse. We're going to, just let that negative energy go, let it go, and, let it evict itself. It has been exposed. We know who these people are, around the world. around the world, and we are, exactly giving them what they want, the separation that they want. We've had several individuals, in the news lately saying that they were building their own towns, and they wanted to separate from the proximity to blackness, to black people. So these are the people that we are seeing in our radar, seeing on our radar, that have been, the negative entities, the ones that has to be separated from us, the ones that have been setting up on us, the ones that have been attacking. So this sturgeon moon helps us to see, and not only see, to get rid of those people out of our lives, because that's the time when people will try to attack you at night. They'll try to shoot their best arrow in your back while you're sleeping. There has been many biblical and Quranic verses about, that negative energy coming to attack you at night, and we are able to see these people for who they are. I hope that this sturgeon moon cleanse and collective cleanse has helped you. We are going to make sure that we do a cleanse and come together every moon, every full moon. And as long as the full moon is high, we are going to keep cleansing and thanking God and praising God, and doing our meditation to get rid of any lingering negative energy, malignant energy that may be attached to us through other people using spell work, or hiring entities to attack our lives. I hope that this has helped you. You can reach out to me in the description below. Book a session. You can book a consultation. You can also book a life coaching session with me. Donate to my platform. Donate to my channel. I'm High Oracle, Reiki Spiritual Healer. Assalamu alaikum.